The pyramid-backed eye on the US dollar bill is generally accepted as a Masonic symbol representing the all-seeing eye of God. And when celebrities pose with one eye covered, we're told they're hinting to us that they're Freemasons themselves, just innocent members of a group that's also humbly subject to the all-seeing eye of Providence. As a symbol, the single eye has a long and varied history, but it interests me as being central to both money and Shakespeare. In the Shakespeare play King Lear, the Earl of Gloucester is attacked by Cornwall, who gouges out one of Gloucester's eyes. The king's daughter Regan then states in a well-known line that one eye will mock the other. And to prevent this strange power of the single eye, Cornwall removes the second eye as well, leaving Gloucester completely blind. The act Regan refers to as mocking is important and holds a hidden meaning.
It is the all-mocking tongue. It's the symbol of the all-mocking tongue.
When you mock someone, you make fun of them. You belittle them. Sometimes mocking a person means you imitate them in a way that makes them look bad. That's where these Masonic celebrities would like to leave it. But another definition of mockery that's more relevant here is an imitation of lesser quality. It's from this definition we get the terms mock-up, meaning a poor representation, and mock trial, an imitation of a trial. Knowing this, we can begin to see that the one eye peering out at us from the dollar bill isn't the all-seeing eye of Providence watching over us. It's the one-eyed paper note mocking or imitating real money. It's a mock-up, a poor representation of real money. What is money anyway? What is this word money telling us that money actually is? The suffix mon or mono means one, from the Greek moneres, meaning alone. The term money is, literally, one eye, harking back to the shape and glint of a coin. The Latin phrase e pluribus unum has been imprinted on our money off and on since 1795. It means from many, one. That seems pleasant, sort of a celebration of unifying under one banner. But another way of looking at unification is to see it as conglomeration, the assimilation of the many into one large, centralized, all-powerful system. The absorption of many individuals into one collective organization. E pluribus unum means monopoly, one from many. Many originally competing corporations merged into one. The idea of only one when there should be more than one is the basis for the word monster, historically meaning a one-eyed creature. The Cyclops shark, for example, is often described as a sea monster. And to everything you already know about this movie, add the overlay that this happy little green creature
When I was on the bus, I found a nickel!
is a one-eyed monster now doing his business of terrorism under corporate protections. But just as Mike Wazowski isn't really real, the money his corporation makes isn't really real either. Real money is the one eye depicted by the coin. This is why a man with a monocle represents wealth. Except for this guy. It's also why a man with an eye patch is often representing a pirate or thief. Shakespeare was well aware of the symbolic connection between the single eye and the coin, and he recognized it as a symbol of corruption, as we see when Iago describes Othello, the Moor, as an eye that can stamp and counterfeit advantages. Shakespeare used the curious word one-year, a word that looks like a portmanteau of one and eye, in Act 2, Scene 1 of Henry IV, Part 1. This word is only ever found in Shakespeare, so it's a term he coined, as it were. And according to Shakespeare scholar Edmund Malone, the word one-year is describing an accountant of the exchequer, a banker. And as discussed earlier, the single eye occupies a pivotal moment in the Shakespeare play King Lear. After the violent blinding of Gloucester, the king recognizes the same symbolic connection. No eyes in your head, nor no money in your purse. The king has been suffering from madness, but he proceeds to give some very sage advice to Gloucester. Look with thine ears. Shakespeare was telling us to drop the symbol, as symbols are perceived with the eye, and listen instead. He was telling us that there's more truth in sound than in the symbols attempting to deceive our eyes. If you're familiar with my work, you know that my book, The Next Octave, discusses the overlap of music theory with monetary theory. And the book's 14th chapter, The Usurpation of the Mies, deals with information on sound and money, both overtly written and secretly encoded into Francis Bacon's New Atlantis. The governing authority of New Atlantis is Salomon's house, described as the very eye of the kingdom. As the story unfolds, Bacon points the reader through a series of numerical hints and ratios to the harmonic series, where anyone can discover 4 extra musical notes in its chromatic scale. Like monetary fiat banknotes that mock the value of real money, the 12-note chromatic scale that was, during Bacon's lifetime, being equally tempered, this scale mocks the 16-note harmonic chromatic scale that exists, if we have ears to hear. And I see a further connection between Shakespeare's treatment of this symbolism and Francis Bacon's. Regan's comment on the mocking nature of the one eye appears in Act 3, Scene 7, on the 37th line of its page. And the word mock occupies the letter positions of 12 through 16. These are important numbers in a Masonic context. The number 37 is one of the angles of the Pythagorean triangle used in the Masonic logo. In New Atlantis, the number 37 is the prominent number of years that the government of the island has been saving up money. Not printing or debasing money, but saving it, the opposite course of action in a debt-based monetary system, creating fiat notes. New Atlantis was left unfinished when Bacon died, but if I had to guess, I imagine the money of New Atlantis was probably gold and silver coins, and that the only one-eyed monsters there were relegated to the sea. I'm grateful for any feedback. Please leave your thoughts in the comments, and thank you for watching.